So wait for that. Because like Monkey in the Morning, this show has no designated time.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
So wait for that.
Literally.
Because like Monkey in the Morning, this show has no designated time. Well, apparently it still catches my mic. Because we are live, and it changed over.
This show happened.
So, hello everyone and no one. Holy shit, Project 10 has been hit. I am at 10 subscribers. I did not expect it to happen so soon. Sorry about that. But welcome to another Rotten Movie Reviews. As you can tell, we have a new fancy background that has actually everyone's avatar. Because I got a little bit of a bug up my ass the other day and decided to do shit like this.
Yes, we are. We are fancy.
But today, we are reviewing the 1983 film Valley Girl, starring Nicolas Cage and someone else whose name I can't remember. So I actually probably should have brought that up.
I had it all set up. I'm on here.
Her name was Valley Girl. There, I found it.
Deborah
Debbie
Foreman.
Was she in anything else?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. She was in Real Geniuses. And that whole thing. But I'll throw that over to there.
She was the one that was looking for number one in Real Genius, right?
Plausibly. But I do know I'm going to share the
Oh, she was in Waxworks. Ooh.
OBS so you guys can see that. Because there's also something else I did while I was on OBS. While we were going through that. Okay, so I got to switch back over to this. And we're going to click on the movie review. And then slowly it'll change over. And it's going to be... should hopefully... Yep, there we go.
Oh, that's kick ass.
It's going to cycle through that. So I'm going to go through from now on and try to get some screenshots of stuff. And it'll throw those on there for us. It's like I'm actually trying to be more of a real YouTuber.
You are.
Well, otherwise...
Why did that woman...
Oh, since I was going to say anything, with me as always is Tier Alexander, also known as Dr. Funkenstein's Ghost. How you doing tonight?
I'm great, my friend. How are you?
Well, not so bad. We have the late, the great James Colley. I don't know why I put it that way, said that way. We also have with us the ever elegant Angela. How you doing tonight?
Please don't call him late. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know why I went with that one. We're gonna say that. We'll say that was based off the time frame since he got to the Discord late to watch the movies. So we're just gonna say he was, it was that whole be there or be square because you won't be around.
Oh.
Yeah, I did not get that one for the longest time. And since we were watching an 80s movie and that whole thing, I'll have to say, for Nicolas Cage's first actual mostly starring role as a co-star, not bad, not the greatest, but I mean, it was the 80s. Hollywood was more likely to take chances on things.
Simpler time.
Given the quality of the movie, I think he did very well.
Oh yeah. I mean, he wasn't supposed to have as big a role, but this was when he had just freshly started using the last name Cage, and it was still pretty well known of him being a Coppola.
The 80s, such a simpler time that I'm glad I never fucking saw.
Are you that young?
86.
It really wasn't.
I was a child of the 80s.
Lies. James, we know you were at Woodstock. Stop it.
He's not lying that he was a child of the 80s. He just didn't leave out that it was 0080. I couldn't resist.
I'm not.
But overall, like I said, not a bad movie. I didn't have the best quality of it, considering it was meant to be at a much, much smaller aspect ratio and that. And this was in the era of like VHS. Not gonna lie though, while the main character Julie, her parents were a little, they were definitely hippies, and that whole thing.
And swingers.
Plausibly, that was never implied. It's just that they were since they went to Woodstock, they were that whole thing of the, love knows no bounds, man, type thing, and it was weird because they lived in the valley. But hey, weird shit happens. Not gonna lie though, for the prom, that fucking shirt he was rocking, I love that thing.
Yeah. The fight scene at the end was probably the highlight of that movie.
No, you didn't like his Nicolas Cage's weird laughs?
No. Because I know what he will become, and this is just horrible. Was this really a movie and not just a giant soundtrack?
I mean, it was the 80s, so depend on the movie.
It was a music video.
It was one long music video.
Yeah, music video with a storyline and a little bit of dialogue.
Had one of my absolute favorite songs in it, therefore it's a win.
Like, every 3 minutes there was a different song and very little dialogue. Like, maybe 25% spoken dialogue.
I mean, I didn't hear any Run DMC in it, so was it really that good?
No. But then they were from the Valley, so...
I will just say that I am so glad Valley Girl Speak died for the most part. This was the precursor of its onslaught. Just, holy shit.
It's not dead, it's just dormant.
Oh, please tell me it died.
Oh, God.
I do not want that to come back.
It's not dead, it's dormant. It's like, common sense.
I mean, granted, we still do use some of the, I believe proper term is vernacular. We still call things bitchin', or at least I do.
I've heard people use grody and a...
Grody was also used during grunge, so...
Yeah, but it was actually, not... It was used more
Considered a
sparingly.
style in the 90s.
It was used more sparingly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again,
Grunge was a style in the 90s for grunge. It's like, you got a shirt that looks like hasn't washed in like a week. Where
grunge was just like cosplaying early homelessness.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, no, grunge is the precursor to what we got now. Right, that's the grandfather of what we got now. The hipsters, grunge.
I mean, grunge was just really the evolution of punk. But back to the movie. So on that whole thing, your guy, okay, we know Angela liked it because it's a win. Because I'm guessing it had the "I'll Stop the World" song.
That is one of my favorite songs.
James, what was your opinion of it?
Needed more boobs. Although E.G. Daly's boobs are some of the best in 80s cinema.
I would say concur with that sentiment. Yes, they are.
And Tier, your opinion or assessment?
1 hour long music video. But Ed, I did like the fact that he was stalking her damn near everywhere she went.
Oh yeah, after the breakup.
Yeah, like he Like that would literally be stalking nowadays.
That was stalking back then.
No,
it was
that's
just
aggressive foreplay.
Yeah, that was considered. Oh, he's really into me. He's spending all his time following me, going places I normally be. You know, oh, he loves me.
It was still stalking.
yeah. It was still stalking. It was just looked upon with less
favorite.
disgust.
For the record, each that don't know, E.G. Daly is the girl in the purple. She had a bit role later on in Better Off Dead.
Is that the?
That one?
Which one did you say it was again?
The girl in the purple.
The blonde in this shot.
Dad, it's going through a slideshow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But seeing Colleen Camp is awesome.
Oh,
She was-
the three women, the one that's in the purple-ish, like purple
Yeah.
shirt. Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's what I was saying is what's the name? Because I was gonna go look her up and what else she's been in. Her name?
Elizabeth Daly.
Her name. Yeah, Elizabeth
Okay.
Daly, E.G. Daly.
Yeah, Lauren is who she played.
For a 61-year-old, she kind of looks hot.
Ain't not bad.
Plastic surgery.
Yeah.
Do it every time.
Hey,
Apparently, she was the voice of Tommy Pickles.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm amazed that she looks hot, but Madonna looks like a goddamn Oompa Loompa.
That's because Elizabeth Daly, did the whole thing of like what needs to be done with makeup most time, where they use a little bit and they work with that. While have y'all ever seen the movie Repo: The Genetic Opera?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Love it.
Okay, we're gonna have to review that at some point, but that has Paris Hilton in it, and it just seems more like she's following into Paris Hilton's character, where she's more obsessed with surgery. In that
Well,
one.
Oh,
she
fun
looks
fact.
like she grafted her skin onto a goddamn mannequin.
She looks like she's gonna be auditioning to play a Muppet.
Yes.
Oh,
Have you ever seen
Dr. Teeth. What was that puppet's name?
what?
From Dr. Teeth,
I do
the
not
blonde
know.
puppet. I think she played bass.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, since I basically think we're past this one, I'll still say I think they actually did remake this movie. Why, I don't know.
Because they're idiots and
Well-
troglodytes.
Well, I think it was done in the 90s, or maybe in the
Nope,
2000s.
It was done in 2020. Valley Grove 2020. I'm looking it up now.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I can say that I do love the actor that played the dad. He's fantastic. I was trying to place who it was at the first.
I thought
when
it
I
was Sonny
first saw him
Bono,
on
but
the
it's
screen.
not.
Was his name?
No, it's
was the dad
actually-
Fred? Was it Cameron Dye?
That
No.
doesn't sound.
No, that's not Fred.
That's Fred
Fred
Cameron
Potter.
Dye.
Yeah, that was it. Fred was the
Forrester.
friend.
Yeah, Frederick Forrester.
Yes, his name's Frederick Forrester. He was
He was in
okay,
Apocalypse
where I
Now.
first saw him, he was the captain in 21 Jump Street.
Hmm.
And then he also played Blue Duck in Lonesome Dove.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he was also
Badass watched that.
He was in
J.
Double Justice.
Chief Hicks in Apocalypse Now. He was the surplus store owner in Falling Down.
Colleen Camp played the mother, and she was the maid in Clue.
I think since we're done with
Oh.
for the most part the review, I'm gonna switch back over to just the avatars. Oh yeah, and I don't think you were here for this one, Angela. I did get a chance to show James on his thing, but one of the things I actually did do is I actually have everyone's avatar on their own thing, so I can go through and change them or do things like this and spin the avatar like I'm doing with James.
Yikes.
Are you spinning Angela around?
No, he's
Now I am.
he's spinning you around. Now he's yeah. Thanks, James.
Oh lordy, we're all being spun. Ah!
Yep, so this way if we ever have any other guests, I can go through and put them somewhere. I gotta have a little fun in that one. It's just, I'm still happy that I did it that way.
Spinning the dog. Where's Peter when you need him? That dog's name is Kitty, by the way.
Why?
I mean, my brother's friend, they had a dog named Dog.
Why?
I actually have known people who've done that before.
People
Because-
call me weird because I call my cat Bear. Like,
I mean, my cat was called Persian, but that's because I was a huge Pokemon fan at the time, and it was in like 6th grade when Pokemon was fucking huge.
Why didn't you just call it Meowth?
yeah. why
I didn't
do you
like
call-
Meowth as much.
I was gonna say because Mouth was an asshole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's great.
All cats are assholes.
I
And I love
not
cats.
all cats are assholes.
Oh, yes, they are. They don't ever want attention when you give them attention. They want it when you're busy doing 3 different things at once.
Well, apparently that's actually called something. Like if you're talking about like your cat trying to sleep on your keyboard or whatnot, but as basically they're kind of trying to mimic what you're doing. Because in most cases, cats see you as a big hairless cat. So that's why you can actually like take a box, put it on your desk or whatever, or you can get a fake little laptop and put that next to where yours is, and they'll typically lay on that while you're still doing your stuff.
Cool.
Are you a cat whisperer?
No, but I do find random shit online that just pops up because of like Twitter or being in Discord.
No, you're the cat whisperer.
Tier is sitting a little higher than the rest of us. It looks like that he is pooping out film
What'd you say?
on this Rotn movie review.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Tier's avatar sitting a little higher than this. So he's pooping out film.
Because I'm undead. And I got to do something.
There, that better? Oh, there we go.
I think James is jealous.
Lower. Lower.
Lower.
Lower. A little bit more.
There it is.
I had to put you in the corner because you were the only one who had a avatar like that because I took it from Twitter.
Yeah.
James now lords over us.
I am enjoying having home internet now because I can do 2 things at once.
Oh yeah, that's always the greatest thing.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna stop looking at Twitter because of seeing dumb shit. Because first thing I do when I pop back up there is, oh, I see David Hogg, but I'm gonna do the thing I was gonna do.
Oh, now I got to give him shit.
James.
What happened?
Oh, he's trying to do the whole thing that a bunch of people do to where they're like, the Second Amendment applies to the militia. It doesn't apply to the guns. And it's just the militia. And it's like, dude, fucking Terry. Sorry, that's him in the corner. That's him in the spotlight losing his religion. What's going on, Terry? But yeah, he's just pulling the dumb shit of how they look at the first part of the Second Amendment and don't look at the second. You're just like, it only applies to that. It says well-regulated militia. It's like, then why would it say the rights of the people?
Shall not be infringed.
Yeah.
That guy could not find his ass with a roadmap and a flashlight.
He couldn't pour water out of a boot if they had the instructions posted on the heel.
Damn.
Oh, that's one of my favorites. Oh, and not too bad, Terry. Pretty much it was like the review was pretty short. It's a long music video for a lot of things. But
It's a bad movie with one really great song in it.
I had a few good songs in it, in my opinion.
There were a few good ones and one really great one.
Yeah. Now, this is with us being how old we are, you realize all those songs in that soundtrack are now considered classic rock.
They've been considered classic rock since the early 2000s for a lot of them.
They've been considered classic rock when I was a kid.
They're still a kid.
Thank you, child.
It was when I started hearing things of like, oh, you know, Weezer and the Foo Fighters, that's now classic rock. And it's like, wait a second, what? Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurts.
That does hurt my soul. The Foo Fighters.
Well, Everlong's been around since the 90s, so it's a 30-year-old song.
God damn it, I'm old.
Yeah.
Okay, since we hit 10, we're going to go to 10 times 10 and do the Project 100. Right.
Can we go Project 20 first and see how the next 80 goes?
Oh, we're just gonna go in the moving the decimal over one place to the right.
Okay. Cool.
That's the way to go. All in.
All in.
Exactly.
And gonna add a smiley face actually.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, freaking! But it's like Dax already dunked on him basically. Jack dunked on him. Pretty sure over half his replies are people dunking on him.
Well, I dunked on him pretty hard last time with some senator was responding to him.
Mm-hmm.
And my response was, Senator, remember, this is the same guy that had to bully a student, which led to the murder of David's classmates.
That he wasn't even there for.
Yeah. And then stood on the bodies to get himself into Harvard
Yeah.
with a C average.
Oh, I hate this guy even more after that. After that, like I didn't know all that. I didn't know he was part of the fucking problem as well.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the one chick it was the chick, whatever. That was like, we had to bully him. You didn't know him, and it's just like, if you're gonna say you had to bully him, you have lost any validation of criticizing anything.
Yeah.
You lost the plot. You don't have to bully anybody.
Right? I was going to say the same thing. You gotta get out of my head here.
I'm sorry. Me and Angela think alike.
They caused that, not.
Well,
They don't get to play
they
victim
can't say that. We can't say that they directly caused it unless they were like, "What are you gonna do? Shoot up the school? Shoot the school? You fucking school shooter!" If they were doing shit like that, then they're more in the indirectly. Like, the kid still should have sought better help than whatever it was he did.
All right, I got one better for you. They contribute. They pushed him and isolated him.
Oh,
They
they're definitely.
contributed to his emotional distress, and they deserve what the fuck they. You get what you deserve.
Well, the funny part is the fact for like before that, because like that's what it got when it got brought up of that they bullied him because they were like, oh, we need to bring people together and blah blah blah. They're like, okay, so how come we have records showing of you being, you know, basically a downright asshole and a bitch to this person? If people are supposed to be brought together, this is supposed to be a home or whatever dumb shit you fuckers are saying now for school and whatnot. Why did you treat him like shit? It's just them getting called out on their actual bullshit.
People are assholes, and I get that, and like, I'm not condoning his actions. Like, far from it. You'd never do that.
So that's why basically on Twitter, all I do is shit post or retweet shit I think is funny or my show because, or you know, some other people's shows and whatnot. Because I realize I'm a mostly functioning idiot, and I've already had this discussion with a few people, and they want to get pissy in the whole thing. It's always like whenever they want to bring up for the Second Amendment, oh, well, you know, that applies to the guns that were at the time. Okay, the Punkle gun was created years before the Constitution was there. That shows repeating firearms. Oh, well, that doesn't count. Well, where's the goalpost then? That's like this shit with Hogg. It's just he thinks he's smarter than he is because to attribute this to someone who's been in the media more recently, at least for the Twitter sphere of it, like Eliza Blue. He's wanting to play off tragedy to go for a cause, and he's actually just a shitty person. At least the one chick did the smart thing, and after a bit, she just shut up and fucking faded in the background.
Good.
Yeah, the bald-headed chick? Or the shaved-head chick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, did you guys ever see the picture where they took, like, it was like what made her look like the elder sister from American Dad, and I think it was he looked like a standing up Timmy from South Park.
I never saw that.
Yeah, I don't know where it is and I'm way too goddamn lazy to find it. But back to movies anyways. Okay. Yeah, you should have found BetterHelp and speaking for BetterHelp. Oh, God, the BetterHelp shit.
Yes.
Oh.
Harry needs to be our sponsor.
Terry does what I was trying to do for a while. He's just better at it and knows more people because he got into more of the things with like talking to people where he can be kind of a stream whore. And that's not to sound mean. I'm actually kind of envious because he gets pulled onto so much stuff and gets to talk to so many people.
Yeah.
He gets to be there live for some of these rants. That's the cool thing. It's just like, oh man, I only get to hear them and try to like type shit in. He can actually interject and be like, I'm gonna piss him off just a little bit. He can pull the old thing of like, this guy's getting pretty pissed off. I'm gonna nudge him a little bit more and see where it goes.
I'm gonna poke the bear, and he goes and pokes the fucking bear.
Yeah, but just enough so that he stirs the pot. He never goes so far.
Oh yeah, that's why I said he.
My thought. Steve Irwin did not die. Terry Diamandis is actually Steve Irwin. This is what I'm gonna do.
No.
See that guy over there? I'm gonna piss him off.
Oh, Christ.
No. The best one I can ever attribute that to is actually, and his stand-up has gotten shitty. His takes are just garbage. But I used to love Christopher Titus, and I loved the. Oh, dude, Norman Rockwell is Bleeding is still a good one in my opinion.
Yeah, but he is so fucking
broke. Oh, he's also from California. What the fuck do you expect?
Yeah, but it's like fucking Rappaport. The wokeness.
You're an exception to the rule, Angela.
Thank you. I was gonna say, am I supposed to become woke now?
No, it's just
oh God, no,
it's pretty expected, and it's always funny because like when I was in the military, most people I met from California, like they love the area, hate their fucking government. Yeah. Well, the TV show for Titus Terry was based off as Norman Rockwell is bleeding, but he had a skit in there to where he's just like, you know, whenever you're going through and you're pissing someone off, you're like, oh man, that guy's getting really pissed off. I better piss him off a little bit more. Then I gotta stop, otherwise it might get violent. I mean, luckily in the stream scenario, you know, it's like, what are they going to do? Give their monitor a shake? Be like Polydub and threaten, when he threatens Farr, whenever I meet you in person, I'm going to give you such a shake.
See, he had, before he went woke, he was really good. He had some of his, still had his father's sensibilities about him. But something tells me that after he started dating his model wife, his views changed. Which goes to prove one thing. Pussy will ruin a man.
And I'm about to say something that's going to get me smacked, and please don't do it. But, God, pussy rules our world.
Pretty much.
If you let it.
Because it's what's the old saying, you know, people will blame there are men who will blame how they act on a lack of pussy. And it's like, you've seen you fuckers when you're getting pussy, you're no better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Look, just like men, so men and women both have this. There are some people that are just downright pieces of shit.
Exactly. It bugs me that everybody says men are awful, men did this. He's a terrible person. Like the movie. Yeah, that guy was an asshole to that chick that was acting like a tramp.
Yeah.
But she wasn't exactly great. She was turning around, boning the guy that her friend just broke up with. But he was
don't
dating
forget
one of her best friends. That's not okay.
I was gonna say, don't forget, she was still currently in a relationship as well on that one. He was out of it, she wasn't, and she was willing to break up with her current boyfriend for him.
Yeah, she was not like all roses and sunshine. That's not okay.
I got a question.
It's not all men that are terrible, just Frosted.
Most of the motherfucking characters are dislikable. Are fucking assholes. Like,
I'm sorry,
are we attracted to those movies? Like, most of the movies we've picked lately, all the characters have been utter shits.
I don't think that Nicolas Cage's character was bad in this.
Well, no, I'm not talking about bad necessarily, but utter. Like, y'all just explained that the woman was cheating on her relationship with someone else who was already in a relationship with one of her best friends. You know, Nicolas Cage's character was stalking. Like, these are morally reprehensible characters.
Okay, and we can throw one more into that.
What's up, Johnny?
The mother?
Oh, God. Yeah, that chick's mother.
Shit, the dad was perving on her friend.
On her daughter's boyfriend.
No, the father, Julie's father, was perving on the friend.
Well, he only said one thing, and that was in the beginning. He just said if he were 20 years younger, and had the implication that if he were 20 years younger and single. I mean, yes, it's still kind of pervy and everything, but it's not absolutely terrible.
It was all right. It's borderline. Better.
Yeah, it's definitely borderline, but
it was somebody that you suspected was a skeeve. It would be nasty, but
yeah. I mean, they did give him the mustache, so. But I mean, it wasn't.
He had a porn star mustache.
But I mean,
I don't think I've ever seen him without one.
I'd say, but it was a early 80s comedy romance thing, so a lot of the shit like that was considered the normal in movies. You doing all right, Johnny? How's the dog? Wasn't he getting anesthesia or something? Got the cone of shame.
Oh.
A while back, Johnny had to wear one. Had his balls removed.
He got pissed off and decided that if he had to get snips so did his dog.
Yup. Christmas when he heard the song Jingle Bells, had a whole new meaning for him.
I still will say this for the movie, and it kind of goes to a lot of things for any of like the school, high school. Like other than the rare of it, the most popular guy and whatnot, they're like, he's so hot. It's just like, okay, he might be in decent shape, but he's still a weird fucking looking dude.
Yes, he is.
A weird looking guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
What was it in the 80s that
Bro, that shit happened in like my school and everything. They're like, it's like they look kind of like a shaved rat with the. Because God, I still remember when I was a bit younger in that whole thing. Because I grew up. Oh, Tier's the same age, so we grew up having the Jonathan Taylor Thomas era. And you remember that haircut?
Yeah.
I am so fucking glad I never got it.
He was a cute kid.
He's better than most. I've seen enough of like people growing up, but it's like always in a high school one. Every time I saw it, they had like the really hot guy. It's like that dude's an outlier in all reality.
See, I can't really speak for Angela, but for us, we grew up with Johnny Lawrence.
Joey Lawrence?
No, Johnny from Karate Kid.
Oh.
Kind of
Ralph
sluggish
Macchio?
bastard in high school and in school.
Yeah, I was more the Danny LaRusso type.
Fucking Ralph Macchio.
Hey, Ralph Macchio was hot.
Well, everyone's into different things.
Clearly, she was in a Ralph Macchio.
Boy, she gonna be disappointed when she sees me.
She's gonna see James like,
You are lovely. You have some of the most beautiful eyes I have ever seen.
James, that's
James is just like,
you're a 2.
James is like, I'm gonna hit her with the Karate Kid crane kick.
I really hope not.
Have a good night, John.
Never said he'd actually kick you. Later, Johnny.
Later, Hellcat.
It's that part at my age and the fact that I've got hernias.
Mm.
Can
If
you
I
get
tried
that
that
right up
shit,
the house?
I would be probably rushed to the ER.
Oh, God.
Oh.
What did you say, Tier?
I was asking, can he get his leg up that high anymore? The
Not
crane
sure
kick.
how it was. Oh, you're talking about
Ralph
What's his face?
Macchio?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he can, but I haven't seen
Oh yeah, well I mean he was also
anymore in Cobra Kai.
yeah. I never watched the show.
I was gonna say the last thing I saw Ralph Macchio in was an episode of Psych.
Last thing I seen him in was what, the third Karate Kid? Was it the third?
Yeah, the one where they brought back.
Pat Moriarty for the.
Apparently he was in several episodes of The Deuce TV series. Yeah, he was in Psych the movie. And 2 episodes of Psych the TV show.
Yep.
Apparently he did an episode of Robot Chicken too.
Oh yeah. The part they had him play was just funny as
He
hell.
was in Hitchcock. I don't even remember him being in that movie.
Really?
Yeah. Because now I'm going through his thing out there. Oh, excuse me.
I didn't mean to send you down a rabbit hole.
It's gonna happen regardless. And that whole thing.
Well, he played one of my favorite characters in The Outsiders, so...
Oh yeah, that's right. He played Johnny Cade.
Yes, he did.
And he did that the year before The Karate Kid.
I still say one of his better movies was Crossroads.
Yeah, he did that one in '86.
Shit, that had a start.
With him and Steve Vai going at it.
He was apparently also in the movie Teachers.
Yeah.
Goddamn, The Outsiders had a star-studded cast. See that?
Oh yeah.
Everybody,
Rob Lowe, Leo Estevez,
everybody
Tom Cruise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody started in The Outsiders.
Damn near.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Patrick Swayze.
God rest his soul.
Rob Lowe, Emilio Estevez, Tom Cruise, Glenn Withrow.
Sheen.
I don't think Charlie Sheen was in it.
He wasn't?
No.
It was in the.
It
those
was.
Estevez boys. They're
Yeah, it was Emilio.
Oh, okay.
Emilio Estevez played Two-Bit.
Tis.
Matt Dillon played the badass. I can't remember.
Soda?
No. That was
Matt
Rob
Dillon
Lowe.
played Dallas Winston.
Yes. Thank you. And
Yeah, because they actually had like 4 different Curtises. They had the Thomas C. Howell or C. Thomas Howell was Ponyboy. Yeah.
Was Ponyboy.
Then
Patrick Swayze was
Daryl. Rob Lowe was Soda Pop.
Soda Pop was Rob Lowe. And that was actually the Curtis brothers. And then Tom Cruise played the one guy that I don't ever
Steve Randall.
Yeah, that guy. And then Two-Bit was...
Oh!
You just said it.
It's because a buddy of mine subscribed to my channel. And that whole thing.
So you've got one friend?
Yeah, this is a friend of mine from way back when we went to high school. We met each other when we were like 12 and pretty much shared a whole bunch of different things. It's really weird because like I ruptured my appendix when I was 17. Then like 2 years later, his appendix, or a year later, his appendix ruptured like almost to the T. I fucked up my knee. Then he joined the military before I did and fucked up his right knee. And it's just like, dude, we got to stop copying each other. This is just getting ridiculous.
Okay.
Hear me, oh my God. Well, at least you know if he ever gets another injury, not too long after, you'll get the same one.
Well, I haven't followed him completely in that whole thing because he's got 2 kids and I got none.
Oh, well,
I said injuries.
I mean, is it kind
injuries over couch problems every day of the week.
Okay.
Okay. I love my kids, but somehow I ended up with both injuries and children.
What did you do in a former life that...
I'm trying to find. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm trying to find which one is Nicolas Cage's next one, which looks like it's Racing with the Moon because Rumblefish, he's just in. Wow.
I can't wait till we get to Season of the Witch.
Goddamn, like, you go back to some of these movies in the early 80s and it's just the early to mid 80s and the fucking casting that they have in there, you know, so many people nowadays be like, oh God, blah, blah. It's like, this was for most of them their earliest roles.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. Because, like, Rumblefish, Matt Dillon, Mickey Rourke, Diane Lane, Dennis Hopper, fucking
God damn.
Nick Cage,
Diane
Chris.
Lane. That's the one that played Cherry. Sorry.
Yeah, William Smith, Lawrence Fishburne, Michael Higgins, Glenn Withrow, Tom Watts, Diana Scarwood. I don't know Vincent Spano right offhand, but like, holy fuck, that just, well, it was also directed by Francis Ford Coppola, so, you know, yeah, it got Nick Cage, but it also had Sofia Coppola and Giancarlo Coppola? Gian? Gian? Gian.
Gian.
That's how his first name spelled. I don't know if any of you know how to pronounce that.
Gian.
Gian?
Gian.
Gian. Well,
It's John in Italian.
Well, we're English. We're Americans. Goddamn it, we speak English.
God damn it, it's just like, you know, how you would say George in Spanish, except for as Jorge.
We don't speak foreign languages here.
Vincent Spano was in
A lot.
Alive. Oh yeah, no, he was in a lot of movies.
Yeah, he's got 73 acting credits. He
God
was
damn.
in VeggieTales.
He was in VeggieTales.
Yes, he was security guard number 1 for the little drummer boy one for 2012.
Oh, that's one I didn't see.
Wait a minute, you watched the VeggieTale movies?
Yes, I watched the VeggieTale.
Just chalk it up to your kids.
I watched them before.
Then it was you were watching someone else's
Well,
kids. Just go with it. Just go with it.
Actually, my roommate is my best friend since we were 12, and she was a
What's this about a whore?
education major.
A what?
I just
An
looked.
education major.
Oh, a whore named Hay.
Heather Langenkamp was also in The Outsiders.
He did the voice of
might
Virgil.
have been what was
She was an extra.
Well, because there was a girl that hung out with Cherry when Cherry first was introduced.
Yeah, that might have been her. But anywho,
But I was actually going to say, interestingly, and Matt Dillon and Diane Lane were in all 3 of the S.E. Hinton book to movie conversions.
that was in This Is Now was the second. What was the other one?
Wait, that was Then This Is Now?
Yeah, that was then
I don't
This Is
know
Now.
that one, because there was Rumblefish, apparently they were both in that. There was The Outsiders, and there was Tex.
That was then This Is Now was the one that was also a part of that series, the Outsider series. It was like supposed to be a sequel to it.
I don't remember there being a sequel to the book.
Not a clue.
Never heard of it.
So we had The Outsiders, Rumblefish, and what was the other one?
Tex.
Oh, Tex.
Oh, it is a novel by S.E. Hinton.
I don't know. I just know we'll go with Rumblefish next just because. Because that's the next one on there.
Hopefully
And
it's
Johnny,
a
I'm
little
pretty sure that the R is supposed to have like a roll in it or something. I'm not good at Spanish. Like, I still remember when I made one of my coworkers who is of Mexican descent. Actually, 2 of them are very well. One's technically German because he was born in Germany on a military base and that whole thing, so he got to claim dual citizenship. But whatever. Yeah, I actually physically made their skin crawl a little bit with words alone. Because they were like, dude, when you were in Clovis, how did you never have a Mexican girlfriend and, you know, fucking learn Spanish? And I was like, I just didn't get out.
Because they were also all whores.
No, I mean, granted, Clovis, New Mexico was basically like a little meth town full of, or I shouldn't say little meth town, but like full of meth heads in a lot of cases, but I just didn't feel like dealing with it. With a lot of dumb shit.
Makes sense.
But I was like, yeah, but I was like, otherwise, dude, my Spanish is mucho terrible. He went from sitting to standing to stretch out because he's like, oh my God, that fucking hurt. Well, he's also the same one that I got that whole, I'm not gonna lie, you had me going in they had us going in the first half meme. Because I don't remember if I've ever told this story. Like, I told him, like, of the best places I've ever had, like, traditional Mexican food, it's been a couple hole-in-the-wall joints for, like, New Mexico, Texas area. But the actual best was in the house I grew up in Southwest Michigan. And he's like, this white boy best not be doing some... Like, he told me afterwards, he's like, this... So I add his thing in there. He's like, this white boy best not be bringing up some fucking Tex-Mex shit. I'm going to be all sorts of pissed off. I was like, yeah, my dad's friend Harold, who's Cuban, he's like, this motherfucker, I'm going to whoop his ass. Mexican food and Cuban food are not the same fucking thing. I was like, yeah, his wife, who was born and raised in Mexico and has been cooking for her and her family since she was 7, she cooked for us. He went straight from that to going, yeah, that was best Mexican food you ever had, man. He's like, I was so fucking furious until you said that. Like, when you were like, my dad's friend Harold, who's Cuban, it's just like, what? He's like, then you bring up that his wife is originally from Mexico and has been cooking since she was 7 for her family. Yeah, you definitely had damn good Mexican food. Okay.
Well, let's not let the dead air go to waste.
I'm just looking at the chat trying to figure out why Johnny's talking about Giancarlo.
He's pronouncing it for us.
Giancarlo. Like,
I missed out on dating a chick because I was making fun of the name Jorge. Instant.
I have a coworker named Jorge. We call him George.
Yep.
When I worked out there at the Cargill plant, the running joke that I used to make was, I found Jesus. They said, oh yeah, congratulations. How long ago? I said, about 5 minutes ago. He's working on the trim rail.
It's when you come up to someone, you're like, I'm looking for Jesus, and you're just like, oh, the church is down there. No, he cuts grass.
I'm looking for Jesus. He's been look, one day you have to hope that fucking Jehovah's Witness come. Have you found Jesus? Yeah, he's in the back. What?
Oh, dude, I would still love it if I end up meeting a guy whose name was legitimately Jesus, because I would so troll the fuck out of some people, especially in anywhere near a religious environment. I'd make sure that he got like around to or be around the corner, and I'd come and be like, excuse me, I'm looking for my friend. I always pronounce his name wrong, but I believe it's Jesus. And that whole thing, it's been like, oh, my son, you know, we could go in here and talk to him, and have him come around the corner, like, oh, Jesus, what's up, brother?
Jesus, thank God I found you. We're going to be late, dude. Come on, let's go. 4 houses down the street.
And then just have to be like, what? You played as Jesus in a video game? What game was it?
Life.
What game was it, Terry?
Try to play the game of life.
I don't know. I kind of think Mario is kind of like Jesus. He keeps coming back.
He's short, he's Italian. Yeah, it sounds like. Hates turtles. Yeah, sounds like Christ.
Oh, Fight of Gods.
Fight of Gods.
I've seen that.
This game.
That is a dumb game. A dumb, amazing game. Like, isn't it banned on Steam? Or something to that effect?
Oh.
I believe it's banned because of depictions.
No, it's
of
actually
Muhammad.
there.
It is?
It's on Steam. It's for $12.74.
Might just have to pick that up at some point. Put that on my wish list.
I've got games that have come on sale and I should have bought whatnot. I just didn't care enough to.
That's how I am. I don't care enough.
Don't need that one. And I can downsize that. I gotta bring that up real quick. Say file new. Because I'm gonna say Nick Cage movies. And start making that list so I know which ones to go down. So the next one is going to be Racing with the Moon. Let's just do that as numbers.
I can't wait till we get to Gone in 60 Seconds and, Con Air or Face Off or something with older Nick.
I have to see you guys watch.
You guys just watch what?
Santa Claus.
What?
They even have Santa Claus.
Oh, you must be talking about that game?
Yes.
Hey, what you talking about us watching?
Hey, Jesus! Holy hell!
It said Primal.
How far down is Primal?
Probably pretty far down if we're going chronologically.
After Racing with the Moon, it is Birdie. Since we're going in the order, and that one's 1984.
Yeah, Primal's way down. That's 2019. Hell.
Oh yeah, like we definitely have that. Like we're gonna go through a few Nick Cage movies, then go on to something else. It's like gonna do something else and go back to some Nick Cage movies because we kind of said we were going to. So we're gonna fucking go through Nicolas Cage's catalog.
I can't wait till we get to Raising Arizona and Vampire's Kiss.
Okay, when you said Children of the Corn tier,
Yes.
were you talking about like
The original?
right? Oh, the one with Linda Hamilton.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I actually really love that movie.
He Who Walks Behind the Row.
That movie made me hunt down that book to read it, and that book was so bad.
There is a lot of Stephen King books that are not absolutely great, but have decent storytelling, and they're sometimes their cinematic adaptations are pretty good, except for like what was it, Maximum Octane or something?
Maximum Overdrive.
Maximum Overdrive, because that one was also directed by King. And
No, all right, so
Enough, we were talking about Emilio Estevez, or the lead actor from Maximum Overdrive.
what was it? Not the Tommy Knockers. It's another one. The Langoliers is fucking weird.
oh god, that one's a sci-fi
I
movie.
love that movie. That movie
Sometimes
was
I
great.
come back.
Bronson Pinchot was hilarious in that movie.
Mr. Tooney, yes.
No, the
although
The Langoliers?
best movie.
The guy that plays
Yeah,
Falky?
right.
Okay. One at a time. What, James?
Said although Rob Lowe's best movie, hands down flat, was his role in The Stand.
Oh.
Oh, in the 4-part miniseries.
Yes, with Gary Sinise and the All-Star cast.
God, that is such a fucking slog of a book.
It is, but the movie.
But it's
Oh,
worth it. The
the
payoff
movie's
is
good.
fantastic.
Like
yeah.
I am still haven't finished it because like I've got the unabridged version and I'm gonna have to just one of these days sit down and finish it. Last thing when I was reading was Salem's Lot, which I'm not all the way through, but wasn't bad.
It is not bad, but when I read it, we actually had a cricket infestation in our house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like in the middle of one of the really scary scenes, and all of a sudden I just hear this bag rattle in my room.
My heart goes out to
It
you.
turned out that one of the crickets had jumped into the bag. But it scared the piss out of me. Oh my god.
Again, my heart goes out to you.
Fun
That would.
Okay. I am very dyslexic and wasn't able to read until we moved from Connecticut back to here. I went from a less than kindergarten reading level in 3rd grade to a college reading level by the end of 4th grade.
Damn.
And the book that I read was it.
Mm.
Like the first book that I read on my own because I wanted to read a book. It took me like a year and a half to read it. But I started reading it summer of 4th grade.
Yeah, last real books we were reading that whole thing, and that I still know one of the ones we read as a group in class, and mainly our teacher read it out loud, and I will never read that book again, and I will never watch that movie again, because I am not dealing with those fucking emotions from Where the Red Fern Grows.
Oh no!
God.
Oh,
I had to do the school readings too. So we did Where the Red Fern Grows. We did Island of the Blue Dolphin. Lots of books where you like fall in love with these characters and then they all die.
Well, they didn't all die, but it was the dogs.
Yeah, the dogs died in that one. There was this one called Decay that dealt with like racism and classism, where there was like a shipwreck somehow, and the only people that survived it was this adult black guy and this kid, this white kid, who was from a rich family. And the kid is blinded somehow in the crash, or in the wreck. And the black guy ends up dying during a hurricane after he ties the kid to a tree so that the kid won't get hurt. And luckily, the kid gets rescued right after that. It was really weird and very confusing.
what book is that again?
It was called The K, as in an island.
The Key?
No. The K. It's the same.
Q-U-A-Y, right?
I think it's just.
I don't know. I can't remember all the different books I've read and everything.
Oh, apparently there was a film as well. It is by Theodore Taylor. It's C-A-Y.
So I just know one of the books I still need to read that I have seen the movie of because one of my teachers way back when the English classes wanted to watch it, and it was I can't remember what year it came out, but it was the Count of Monte Cristo movie.
I love that one.
Good movie, but it was so fucking funny of like being the only one in class that understood the whole thing because we watched the special features of it, and the director or whatever is just like, I don't know why they didn't have the child be the main character. It's like Edmond Dantes' child. It was such a great love story, and I'm like, because you dumb motherfucker, the dude actually said it back in the time frame. It's like, so if he wasn't the son of a royal, or not royal, noble, he could be easily kicked out, and anything that would have been his would be up for grabs for anyone else. And like, it was kind of funny of me being the mostly functioning idiot I am, at like 16, 17, be the one to bring that up, and like all the smart people in my class are like, huh? But it's supposed to be a love story, and it's just like,
no, it's not.
No,
do you people not know history?
Intrigue.
It's supposed to be a revenge tale.
But they mean it's like, but no, they meant of like the love between them, of that whole thing. But they had love and everything. Like, it should be his child. It makes it so much more romantic. And it's just like, no, it doesn't. Well, it's like, it makes it more romantic to you, but when you actually look at the legitimate setting, and my teacher's just like, wow, I'm surprised you know that. And I'm like, don't ask me how. I don't know either.
Three Musketeers was supposed to be a romantic one by Dumas, and that one was, still hate D'Artagnan to this day.
Which Three Musketeers? Because hasn't there been like 13 different movies?
No, I'm talking about the book.
Oh.
I was gonna say, I don't think he was talking about the movies, but
I still hate D'Artagnan to this day.
I absolutely loved the Three Musketeers movie with Kiefer Sutherland and Oliver Platt. And yes, I know Charlie Sheen was in it. I don't really care.
I just remember that there was the one that had Mila Jovovich in it. And that whole
Are you
thing.
talking about?
Was that the Three Musketeers, or was that the Man in the Iron Mask?
I don't think she was in that one.
It wasn't the Man in the Iron Mask, but it was a Three Musketeers thing, because like the one kid brings them back together because he goes to fight one guy and he ends up pissing off all three Musketeers and challenges them to a sword duel, and basically says like each one will be like 5 to 10 minutes to meet at the same spot after the other.
Charlie Sheen's Aramis. Alpha Fight is Porthos. Tim Curry.
I won't lie that Charlie Sheen made a wonderful Aramis. I still preferred Oliver Platt as Porthos.
Okay, so here's what we'll do. We'll do one or two more Nick Cage movies since we've done this one, and then we'll go with a movie based off a book.
Cool.
Ooh, all right. A good movie based off a book, or a shitty movie based off a book?
We're gonna go a book or a movie based off a book that one of us, it's like one of us or whatnot, has liked that the other, at least one of the others hasn't seen. So it's probably gonna be mostly me that hasn't seen it.
Have you guys seen Gone with the Wind?
Ew, no.
Don't make me watch it.
Don't make us watch it. Oh, God.
Never mind. I didn't expect that much of a backlash. Wow.
Scarlett, I don't give a damn.
The book was way better.
Of
But
course, the book.
it was still a wonderful movie. It was a well done film.
Isn't that the one that technically had fucking Clint Eastwood in it?
No.
No, that was
Wasn't it
Bridges.
Park
Wasn't that
Gables?
Bridges? Like Bridges of Madison Square
Bridges,
Garden
Madison County.
County, whatever.
Of course, she would know about that movie, wouldn't she?
I actually detest both the book and the movie. I would. Let me. I mean, we could do Three Musketeers,
Which one?
but it sounds like we've all seen it.
If it's one of the earlier ones than that, I don't remember. So, hell, we can go through and do a nostalgia review, anyways, as well.
Could torture you guys with one of my favorites, The Secret Garden.
Why, Angela? Why are you trying to kill us? Hell, we can do Indian in the Cupboard.
Ooh!
Well, we don't have to decide that necessarily now. I'm just saying things we can do. I'm still going through and creating the list, and so far I'm at 12, and I just got up to 1991 with Zandali. Because there's also one in there that is a TV movie, which is Industrial Symphony Number 1, The Dream of the Brokenhearted.
Oh, we can do Repo, Genetic Opera.
Oh, yes.
Because it's technically based off a book.
It's based off a screenwrite.
I have never seen it.
Oh, you're in for a trip, and I will definitely have to be muted during that one because I'm going to be singing along.
Me too.
Sarah Brightman is a phenomenal singer.
Have you seen the TV show Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Yes.
You know,
No.
I'm asking Angela this. Tear, shut up. You know the guy who played Giles, her
Oh.
yes,
Yeah,
he's in it. And you're going to go, "Holy shit, I did not know this man had pipes."
Well, if you
I
see
love-
Once More with Feeling,
I was
You
gonna
know
say,
he has
Once More
pipes.
with Feeling.
Oh yeah, he could sing the
But,
shit out of that one.
No.
I actually...
I haven't. So it's like I haven't seen the Once More in Feeling, but like with Feeling, but the range of his pipes.
What the shit?
I don't know, he was wonderful in the old coffee commercial.
something else.
Because like
Terrence Zayden, or the guy who wrote it, Repo, he has a series movie out. It had 2 parts, and a lot of the people that were in Repo are in this. It's The Devil's Carnival, and then there's a sequel to it called Hallelujah, A Devil's Carnival.
I just know that when I first saw that movie, and the woman who played Blind Mag was still like 20 years my senior, I want to say it was, and yeah, I'd hit it.
Sarah Brightman.
That was a full-on smash.
Yeah, Sarah Brightman is beautiful to look at, but her ties to opera is what killed it.
Oh yeah, she being the only trained opera singer.
Yeah. Not a
Oh,
fan of opera.
Sarah Brightman, is she the one that's married to Andrew Lloyd Webber?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, used to be. From what they divorced in 20 and 91, 99, 90. Shit.
Fuck if I know. But we've devolved into just complete randomness. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I can go on that one because like, if we're gonna go on to musicals and that whole thing, the only one I would say after that would be The Greatest Showman with Hugh Jackman.
Yes.
And Zendaya, she's in it as well. I was trying to think if I had the right name, and I was just like, Yeah, because that was actually a damn good musical. I would probably even recommend Across the Universe, though. I think
Oh yes,
like that's a
If we're
good
gonna
one.
do
That was weird.
musicals,
please.
I have one. I have one movie she do. Little shop of horror.
That's a classic.
Little shop of terror. Little shop.
Especially,
Will warn you that I will sing to that.
I will sing to that. My grandmother loved that movie so much that all her fucking grandchildren can sing the entire score of that movie by heart, perfect pitch.
So then the question is, are you talking about the Rick Moranis version?
The Rick Moranis version,
Older version.
the original. Well, not the original, but the
I was gonna say that is not the original. Actually, Jack Nicholson? Nicholson.
Well, if we're gonna do that, I could always bring up the one that Pinky Salmon recommended to me that I haven't seen. I don't know if any of you have. We could watch Cannibal the musical.
I haven't seen that one.
I have not even heard of that one.
Yeah, last year when I did my birthday stream, she jumped on with me, and we were talking about that and everything, and she brought up Cannibal the musical. I want to say it was. Pretty sure it was her. And so I had to make sure I wrote that down somewhere.
I'd be willing to watch it. It's
Because that's like, I can go back over to the Discord. We're just going to say share screen and just go to screen and do screen one. Because, like, yeah, here's the list of the Nicolas Cage movies so far. We're up to 94. And then there's the other list of movies that's not even that, and some of them are movie series, like the Hellraiser series. Didn't realize I accidentally had Nightbreed in there twice. So there's a whole bunch.
Skeleton Key is trash.
I mainly want to do Skeleton Key because there's also House of the Witch Doctor, because they kind of play into from what we've kind of seen, the inspiration of what led to Get Out.
If you want to do that,
I haven't seen that either.
you haven't seen Get Out?
Nope.
We already did that.
Yeah, we
I
did.
know, unfortunately. That was actually the first one that I watched. Or the first of your reviews that I...
And
Oh,
Okay.
nice
then we will stop streaming. Yeah, that was one of the backgrounds. It fluctuates between them, or cycles.
Yeah, stop lying. We know.
No,
Judge.
it goes through numerous. Because for that one, since I'm on the anime ones, there is 787 or 786 files that it goes through.
Oh, Cannibal the musical was made by Trey Parker and Matt Stone. Is
Really?
what Terry says.
If you're gonna go
I
with...
think that if we're going to watch that one, Terry needs to be a part of it.
We could. We'll do something later on in that one, but we've been going for like almost an hour and 20. And tomorrow is Monday, so majority of us have work. I know Tyr doesn't because he has his work schedule's different.
Yep.
I actually finally have a day off.
Nice.
This was my last day of a 7-day work week.
Oof.
Ooh. Wow.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to being off tomorrow and Tuesday.
Sleeping in,
What's
probably.
Definitely.
Well, it sounds like we'll probably be watching Scorpion here shortly.
Mm-hmm.
Scorpion.
The TV show. It's on Amazon Prime, and that's kind of what she and I do. Is since we're not actually able to watch TV together or do anything together, this is sort of like us being together.
Yeah. Well, it's that whole thing of, it's not always that you have to be doing things together. Sometimes it's just being around each other, and sometimes it can be just that whole thing where it's like you're enjoying the same thing.
Yeah,
Exactly. He showed me Boston Legal, so now I'm showing him Scorpion.
yeah.
It's
Boston
one of
Legal
my.
is brilliant.
Well, if you want a short series in that one, if neither of you have seen it, I recommend Firefly.
I
The classic.
absolutely love Firefly.
I was angry that they didn't get the second. Fucking Josh Whedon didn't give him a second season. Fuck Fox.
Well, the thing, okay, if we're going to discuss Firefly, we're going to kind of have to put this in and ride this shit into the scene of the crash.
All
So we're
right.
pulling off the fucking e-brake. The biggest problem with that whole series that happened isn't that it was necessarily bad. Fox did absolutely no fucking promotion for it, so really nobody knew what was going on. Nobody knew about it. And the biggest thing that happened was, even though they filmed quite a bit of it, they weren't doing what majority of TV shows do, to where they film it as they go. So they'll film the first one, then that comes out a few months later and whatnot. They showed the entire thing out of order, so well, some of the things would still make sense. A lot of it necessarily didn't make sense. So I think it was the 13th episode never actually got to air in that whole thing. So that's what screwed it over, was just there was no love for it, because Fox was known for doing dumb shit like that. Because like Sci-Fi picked it up after that, and they were trying to get a continuation of it, and we're just going to make the movie Serenity a one-off, like, alternate thing, because it's not the way it was supposed to be.
They killed Wash.
Dude, they killed off a lot of people. They killed off Priest as well.
Book. Shepherd Book.
Shepherd Book, yeah.
Well, the actor. If you read the comics about Firefly, Book was a beast.
Yeah.
He's a triple agent.
Yeah, he's basically a retired. He's the Firefly equivalent of the DC comic Red.
Yes.
But Sci-Fi picked up the TV show and was trying to get a continuation, and the funny thing was, you would think, oh, everyone, they would try to get a continuation, they're going to have to recast it. They actually had the entire original cast on board. They were like, yeah. That's the reason why during Castle, in one of them, Nathan Fillion actually dresses up as Captain Tight Pants. And he will
Captain Tight Pants.
And that whole thing. And like after this, like when the thing was over, I think someone on set was just like, "Dude, are you ever gonna let that go?" And he's just like, "No."
Because he wanted to do it. He loved that series.
Well, it was one of those things. It was predominantly set. You had certain times when they were on planets, but most of it was set in the ship. Mm-hmm. So it was more about the characters. And God, I don't remember who it was that was talking about Sci-Fi and that. I think it might have been Monkey when he had, Cochran and, Jack and Undoomed on. It seems Sci-Fi does the best when they have a lower budget.
They really do.
Because Firefly was a lower budget thing. I mean, yes, you can get the outliers of like the original Star Wars and how it went. Because of me being younger, I still don't think the prequels were absolutely terrible, but there definitely was some dumb shit.
It wasn't that bad.
But
they were that bad.
By comparison, they weren't.
Well, I kind of agree with Jack Cochran on this one. They were closer to what George Lucas had intended with the series to begin with, which was like an old pulp
fiction novel.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with that one was he had a vision. He wanted to tell a story of a father and a son who, the father goes bad and he gets a redemption arc through the son. Problem is, the studio at the time wasn't going to bank on his movie, so he could only make one. Mm-hmm. He chose A New Hope. New Hope did so well, he just continued with episode 5 and 6 instead of doing episode 1. Like, it was already pre-written. He knew the entire story. like if you look at some of the his old interviews, he would say things like poetry. It flows, and he knew where he was going, like what he wanted to do.
He absolutely knew what he wanted to do, and the
But
studio
didn't have the budget.
didn't let him. The studio
Yeah.
didn't let him do it.
But like, we can also go ahead.
With A New Hope through Jedi.
Yeah, and the sequel series was just shit. There, I said it.
Yeah.
Just-
Well, The Force Awakens could have been okay. Like, I don't think it was absolutely dog shit terrible.
The Force Awakens wasn't bad. It actually,
but it wasn't
hope that it
good.
Wasn't going to be shit.
All right, so
but then you had what's his name that got a hold of it, and the next thing, and he went completely retarded. And the problem was, what they should have done was just flat out said, "Hey, whatever the one that was after The Force Awakens,
Kathleen Kennedy.
we're not gonna include that in there. That's a one-off of something else. So instead of retconning that whole thing, we're gonna have this start directly after The Force Awakens, and that's just gonna be, or we'll have it start shortly after that, to where it's like Finn wakes up and that was a weird ass fever dream he had. Boom, you explain it.
The whole shit between Rey and Kylo was fucking retarded.
Oh yeah.
What it should have been was between Finn and Rey. They are the dyad or whatever the fuck, the balance of the Force.
Yeah, I haven't seen the whole thing, or it's like seen the ones after The Force Awakens, because I just stopped caring. And a lot of it, and the reviews didn't sound as good. But it was already starting to show that because there was being too much money pushed into it, it wasn't near as good. Look at the remakes of the reboots of the Star Trek series. Visually, they look great, but they're a action movie that's based off Star Trek lore, from everything I can see. And I'm not even a Star Trek fan, and I kind of refuse to watch them because
they're not,
they just don't interest me.
Star Trek lore. They're a bastardization of Star Trek lore. Star Trek has always been hopeful, upbeat. You know, this is what humanity will achieve, and there are some shitty times. But,
because Star Trek was supposed to be based in reality. The thing for the guy who created it was, if it was, it had to be like mostly theoretically possible. That was the biggest thing. And then nowadays they just stick whatever bullshit they want in there. And I'm still surprised for, Star Trek Discovery, they let one be called, or have the acronym of STD, because that's what it fucking is, from everything I can tell.
Yes. Oh, god damn it. Tari's demanding I come play fucking Pokemon.
Because, like, one of the newer ones that I still want to watch, and I only got to see, like, an episode or two of, but it's when I was living at my folks' house for the Sci-Fi Channel for a sci-fi original TV show that I want to watch, is, I cannot remember what it's called, but it's got Alan Tudyk to where he's an alien.
Oh, Alien, something Alien.
Alien, what?
Hold
Alien Nation?
No, something Alien.
Okay. Nope, click in there. Alan Tudyk. God, he's awesome.
Yes, he is.
Resident Alien.
Yes, that I seen the first season of that. Fucking hilarious.
But it's a show that has a lower budget, from what you can tell, because it's fucking sci-fi. That's like, sci-fi actually has a fucking movie that I liked for a zombie movie of all things. I believe it was it Dead 7?
They did a really good job. With Winona Earp. I loved it.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that one. But no, I watched out of nowhere because I just found it. It's the actual number 7, but it's called Dead 7. and it has Nick Carter, Carrie Keegan, Joey Fatone, Jeff Timmons. Like, it has a bunch of the fucking like pop and hip hop singing and whatnot. Like, I want to say it even had the lead singer to Eve 6.
Huh.
Or I think it's Eve 6.
Huh. That might be something to check out.
Oh, it's dude, I'd be willing to do a thing for that one.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find out because, like, I know he's done.
Oh, that's Wash. I didn't know that was I didn't know that was his actual name. Huh.
Everclear, not Eve 6. Everclear.
Alex.
But yeah, it's got a whole bunch of different people in it, and because, like, if we're gonna do zombie movies, the two I would recommend is one is this one, just because it's actually better than I expected, but it is a terrible film.
What other zombie movie is there?
But Bullets for the Dead is actually really good in my opinion, and it goes into like a classic George A. Romero thing.
If we're gonna do a George A. Romero, we got to do Night of the Living Dead. We have to go back to a classic.
If we're gonna do the George A. Romero, we're doing them all.
Oh, most definitely.
And I have them all.
Barbara,
And I will do the original Night of the Living Dead, remake Night of the Living Dead, which I still think is the better of the two.
Mm-hmm.
And did get the George A. Romero seal of approval. You know, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead, Survival of the Dead, and Diary of the Dead, then Survival of the Dead.
And don't forget, Shopping Mall of the Dead.
I think that's a different one.
Oh,
Dead of the Dead.
Because that would be like the Return of the Living Dead, because it was a different guy who had the rights to the Living Dead portion of it. That's why it's not after Night of the Living Dead. It switches to a different thing.
at some point we'll have to do Waxwork 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, we have to do Waxworks at some point.
2 is just hilarious. That's a good popcorn movie.
I don't know if I saw 2.
Yeah, that's not the House of Wax movies, if I'm correct.
No, Waxworks is there. It's I guess an ancient spell or something where they're trying to collect souls via the wax so it can come to life.
But and that one now, because of that rant and everything, for basically saying, hey, stop giving sci-fi such a big budget because you put too many people on there that let themselves get way too out of hand. That has pushed us past the hour-and-a-half mark because it was a pretty decent movie and there really wasn't much to say about it.
Yeah,
It was a pretty decent music video.
Yeah.
it's a popcorn movie.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, I guess, when it comes to our movie reviews, compared to the others that would gone into the whole cinematography and how the director did all this shit and how much money it spent and how long they had for shooting and cinematography and then reshoots and editing. Where I'm like, I'm too fucking lazy to figure out all that shit. I'm just going to say whether I liked it or not.
And if we had any bad points about it, we probably would have discussed that. But
Oh, yeah. Other than basically, it allowed a lot of shit. I will have to agree with Terry on that. Like, it seems that America, or just Hollywood in general, was really cool with putting really stalkerish shit on there.
and calling it love.
Yeah.
I mean, remember, what's the freshman where the guy's standing outside of her window with the boombox playing?
Yeah.
Oh, that was wasn't
That was John Cusack, if I remember correctly.
Anything.
Yeah.
I
Say
I
anything.
think he might have been talking about 16 Candles. I think they did that.
I think it's the movie where it ends with them going on a bus and they just sitting there.
I think that's 16 Candles.
Yeah. Okay.
then there's also like when you look at the Back to the Future movie for the original, storyline of how his parents met. His dad was being a peeping Tom.
Why not the original creepy freaking movie, Endless Love?
Oh, there are a fuck ton of love stories. Or it's like the considered love movies to where, like that shit is really bad behavior. You can take one that so many people love, and I refuse to watch until the day I die. The Notebook, but you have. What was it, Jake Gyllenhaal? Not Jake Gyllenhaal. Ryan Gosling has that whole thing where he tells her that he loves her, and if she won't go out on a date with him since he's hanging off a fucking Ferris wheel, he's just going to let go. And it's like, how the fuck you going to say that's a love story? Like, that's straight up fucking blackmail.
Yeah, that is creepy.
I never watched that. Now it's just creepier.
Yeah,
I'll have to go on Facebook and bring up one of the things for a comedian that I said, but that I watched that had a thing on that one to where he'd watched it with a girl, because like so much doing, she'd be like, oh, would you do that for me? And he was just like, no. It's like he wrote her a letter every day for a year, and she didn't even get him. She's like, oh, would you do that for me? He was like, you don't respond to my text message. He's like, after 2 text messages, I'm deleting your number. Sprint don't play unlimited text messages. But God, I'm trying to remember what the one was to where it's like one of the things that he did. But it's just like, oh, that's true love and everything. He's like, but I'll tell you, I want to drink your bathwater, and I'm weird. It's like, yeah, he's romantic. I'm just thirsty. Yeah,
hilarious.
I'll find it and I'll throw it in the Discord and that whole thing. But we are going to call it a night, so Tyr could go play some Pokemon, and maybe he'll die first.
Nope, I'm already playing Pokemon now.
And then
Whip his ass,
Angela and James can go watch
Damn.
the movie, or not the movie, the TV show Scorpion. And I am going to probably get ready to go to bed here in like an hour and a half, because I would stay up way too late all the damn time. But we'll be on next week, and next week should be Racing with the Moon. We'll see how that goes. If they're all going to be like this to where it's going to be okay, they're this, we're going to have to hit something else.
I was going to say, going to need to find a palate cleanser for Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, well, we're only going to do 1 to 2 more, and then have to have something else, because like I can do Nick Cage, but some of the 80s movies, I'm just like, okay, it's like a lot of the same stories, or shot all the fucking same.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get out of here for now, so everyone can go do whatever it is they do, and I can see if Monkey's done streaming. I can listen to him. But Terry and Johnny, thanks for what?
My parting words: Terry, whip his ass so hard that he changes his name to Toby.
God damn!
I'm almost surprised you didn't come back with Kuta Kinte. Otherwise, you'll find people in all different locations. Tyr might do stuff on his YouTube channel at some point again. James has. I think he might be doing something again next Saturday.
Yes.
Or sometime in between. I don't know. You can find Angela on Twitter. Tyr doesn't have Twitter because he refused to bring his back out.
No, Elon has unbanned me, so fuck Elon.
Well, have you fucking done the Twitter thingamajig? Appeal.
Yeah, and they said I'm banned. So
Well, try it again.
Tell him that you're black.
all right.
Tell me you're a black, disabled, trans lesbian. I don't know.
Well, technically, I am a lesbian. I do like women.
We're going to get out of here. Terry, appreciate you joining. Johnny, if you're still here, Appreciate you joining. Otherwise, hope you get some good sleep, dude. We are going to get out of here. Hope everyone has a good week since it's going to be a week. Everyone take it easy.
Good night, everybody.
All right, later, folks.
Wait,